Under new business, we have item A, consideration of approval to hold an obsolete township property sale sometime in 2026. Okay. Item B is consideration of approval to purchase a carousel for the Oak Hill Park at a cost of, now that's $25,405.60. I want to update that, and I believe I put in front of you a updated copy, and it's actually, instead of 25, it's $21,655.60. Item C is consideration of fire and EMS personal hourly rate increase from $18 per hour to $20 per hour. And then we have under the agenda addendum, we have item B, consideration of approval for 2 4-inch meters at a cost of $400 each, and 2 6-inch meter parts at a cost of $600 each. Those are for the PCA water meters. And then item E is consideration of approval in the amount of $2,128.50 as a donation to the Manistee County Sheriff Department from the State of Michigan Public Safety Revenue Sharing Grant. And if there are no other additions under new business, we need a motion for approval.
I so move. I support.
Motion by Dean Cruz, second by Brian Cruz to approve the meeting agenda for tonight. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Okay, under the consent agenda for tonight, we have item A, the minutes of the special board meeting that was held on June 9th, 2026. Item B are the financial reports. Item C, approval of the Township General Fund expenditures, which includes the fire department, and those include checks numbered 43542 through 43639, with accounts payable totaling $148,307.55. Payroll totals $22,443.26 for a grand total of $170,750.81. Item D is approval of the water department expenditures, and those are checks 3672 through 3687, and they total $46,101.17. Item E is approval of sewer operating expenditures, and those are checks numbered 1310 through 1312, and they total $3,740.37. Item F is approval of the monthly ACH payments to the state of Michigan and the IRS in the amount of $5,523.09. Item G is approval for Little Rascals Cat Sanctuary to hold their annual Tag Day fundraiser on July 31st and August 1st, 2026 in the township. Item H is approval for Manistee County Humane Society to hold their annual Tag Day fundraiser on August 21st and 22nd in the township. Item I is approval of mileage reimbursement for early voting workers for the August 4th and November 3rd, 2026 elections. If there are no changes. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Consent agenda items. Okay, so on the consent agenda for, or the addendum rather, consent agenda, we have 2 more items. J, approval of code enforcement officer to attend the Michigan Townships Association seminar, Hot Topics in Planning and Zoning, on August 18th in Frankenmuth at a cost of $100 per person. And then item K is consideration of approval of the introduction of an ordinance to amend Chapter 41 of the Charter Township of Filer Code of Ordinances by reducing the allowable length of grasses to clarify property owners' ability to mow adjacent rights of way and to repeal all ordinances in conflict herewith. Now, if there are no other changes to our consent agenda for tonight, again, we need a motion for approval.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Motion by Kalinowski, second by Steggy to approve the consent agenda for tonight. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Public comment. Any public comment tonight? Yes, sir. Would you
Podium?
stand up or go to the podium?
Thank you.
State your name and address, please.
Sure.
Address the board.
Jeff Chamberlain, 2696 Red Apple Road. I want to thank y'all for the service to the community. My wife and I have been in Filer Township for 8 years, and I think it's a wonderful place to live. The reason I want to speak to you tonight is just to kind of ask a question and get an understanding of recycling in the township. I know that trash and recycling is a dynamic thing going on everywhere. But we're moving from an area that had curbside recycling, and my friends in the city now have it. And I guess two things: are we moving further from that or closer to it? And I know it kind of probably depends on the agreement with the public services. I'm out there regularly because that's the only place to recycle now. They don't take glass still. So it's just not a great setup, and my hope is that when the contract does come up, that if curbside recycling is not in our future, which is fine, I know a lot of people are opposed to that, that we could push for some kind of improved recycling at the landfill, with at least taking glass and perhaps better hours. They used to have Saturday hours, and they don't have Saturday hours anymore. So it's pretty much just a business hour arrangement. I know the pickup, at least what I'm told from the city, is they are recycling glass in the city now, and it's Republic, and it's curbside, obviously. So that is a time issue. So anyway, that was it. I don't know if you can respond to any of those that are questions, but I appreciate your time and thank you for your service.
Thank you. I just want to make note of a couple things. You said they no longer have any Saturday hours.
Yeah, they used to years ago. That's when I went before I was here permanently, and they had. It was only in the summer, I think, from like 8 to noon or something. And I called because I was going to do that again a couple of weeks ago, just for scheduling. They said we haven't done that in years. So.
Do they require you to wash that glass before you put it for recycle, or can you just?
They don't take it, period. Oh, you mean in the city? I don't know, and I apologize. I didn't do much research on that before coming here tonight. I don't know how. I think it's new this year in the city.
I believe this is the first year for curbside recycling.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that blue lid, that's for just paper. That blue lid one that the city's got out.
Yeah, it's on the paper.
They're only doing paper recycling curbside?
No, actually, it's the blue bins are mixed. You cans, glass,
You're
paper,
mixing it in that blue label?
everything goes in
I
one bin.
got the notice on 3 places in the city, and I only got the blue bin. I got a notice the other day, cardboard only. So I got to check in on that. Yeah, cardboard only. I put some other stuff in there, and they set it on next to the bin. Huh. It's good to know.
We've had some discussion on this in the past, and I'm sure we'll have more going down the road. Any other public comment? Anyone else? Yes.
Hi, I'm Julie Raymond, and I'm the one that wrote the letter regarding Red Apple Road. The tar and steel instead of repaving, and I just want going to, I'm at 2546 Red Apple Road, and I was just wondering, why didn't we get paved like the rest of Red Apple Road from Maple and to the corner of Red Apple there, and also going down, Wildwood got paved, I think it was 2 years ago, and I was just wondering why we got the tar and seal. Tar and seal does not hold up as well as regular paving, and that does not hold up very well to snow plowing, and let alone you can't go out and, it's an inconvenience if you wanted to go out and run, or if you wanted to walk your dog down the road. I just wondered what if the road commission talked to you about that. And
Yeah, I'll just try to respond very briefly. Yes, we've been in communication with the road commission on all of our road projects. Wildwood, the same process was done there basically that is currently being done across 2 years on Red Apple. That was not our plan to do it over a 2-year time period. But they basically, what was done on Red Apple and on many of our roads, if it's not a complete overlay or complete rebuild, which is ungodly expensive, they do a process that's called wedging, which they go from the edge with asphalt as far as they need to repair flaws in the pavement, holes, etc. Sometimes that's to the middle of the road, sometimes it's not all the way to the middle of the road. That's the first step, and then they come back and do what's called the chip sealing, and that then covers from road edge to road edge. And once that's done, then they come back, the final thing is the striping of the road. Now, last year, the roads that we had done, which was the major portion of Red Apple, was one of them, and Cherry, and then we had 3 up here in Oak Hill, and they were not able to get the chip sealing done. It was a combination of factors, weather was one, and there were other factors, the number of jobs they had. So they didn't finish those at the end of the season last year, and they are now in the process of finishing those. To my knowledge, I know these up here have been done, and when I took a ride out Red Apple, I want to say a couple weeks ago, they were in the process of getting started with that, but I haven't been back out there since. Now what we're doing with Red Apple from Maple to 31 this year is a much costlier process, but it's a process that we've been told by the road commission should extend the life of the road by, several more years than what we normally get. And instead of doing the chip sealing as the last step, they do that first to fill in the cracks and so forth that are there. And then in this case, they're not going to do an 1.5-inch overlay with the hot mix asphalt like they normally do. With our other roads, they're doing a 2-inch overlay, which is quite a bit more costly, but again, it'll extend the life of that. So in a nutshell, that's, I don't know if I've answered
so
your question or not.
the extra 2 inches on Red Apple then, too, also, or just from 31 to Maple?
Just Maple to 31 is the one they're doing this 2-inch overlay. Otherwise, what we normally have done is, like I said, what's called wedging, to repair the bad spots in the road and then finish that with chip seal so the hot tar goes down over the whole surface. And then once that's dried sufficiently, then they come back and line it. Now, like these up here have been, I want to say probably, you guys help me out, 4 to 5 days anyway that they've been done working here, and they,
They did Red Apple too.
yeah.
Yeah, But it's still not, it's not smooth. It's, you know, if you try to run or walk your dog on it, it's very uncomfortable. And people go and, you know, they come out to Lagoon Creek, they go out to Sunwing Park, and they're driving 55, 70 miles an hour.
Oh,
Anyway,
That's
and-
another issue.
yeah, that's a separate issue, but just, you know, to have that nice and smooth where people are trying to bike, walk their dogs, go for a walk, go for a run, it's very uncomfortable, even with them resealing the sealant that they have on it right now. I mean, I appreciate the sealing over, at least you're not getting chips in your car anymore. I mean, there was a long, I don't know how many days it was, where there was just the tar and gravel, and the stones were flying all over.
Yeah, 7 to 10 days it was. That's a new system they got. Used to go where you pounded them stones in forever. And now they put the tar, stones, in 7 to 10 days, they're supposed to come back and do that tar like they did. But in another note, they're talking to preserve the roads, even though you look at Wildwood, it's nice and smooth, and red apple from crab apple to maple. They're talking in a year or two, they want to put the same thing on there to preserve it. So we get another, 5 to 7 years or something like that. That's
Yeah,
their
but
new
norm-
system.
In paving, if you pave it with the smooth paving, that will last you 15 to 20 years, according to MDOT. And chip and seal is only it's going to last you 5 to 7. And it doesn't last as long after the snow plowing.
According to the county, we're getting that road from Maple to the highway done. That's chip seal and 2-inch overlay. They said that's only good for 13 years. At a cost of, Township at a cost of $164,000.
Yeah.
Our part, your part.
Yeah, I know how much I pay out there.
Yeah.
And to get that kind of a workmanship out there.
But they say that's only 13 years, so I don't know.
There's so many factors that play in as to how long that road's gonna last too.
How much money we have to spend.
Some of the differences in these roads, last year we had a different manager for the road commission. This year there's a new guy, and he's got different ideas. He's trying to convince us to do some of his ideas, and that's where this, from the bungalow and highway to Maple, that's his project that he's gonna try and convince us to do down the road. So that's why you get, all the different roads have different steps that they were doing.
So when is that road due for a redo? I mean, supposing it lasts the way we think it should, is it gonna be like this for another 7 years?
Which one are you talking
Red
about?
Apple?
Red apple out
Oh,
past you and the
yeah,
and all that?
because believe me, it isn't fun. I was there. We were cutting trees out in front, and just walking on it is lumpy, and I mean, to try to run on it is gonna be impossible, or to take a little puppy on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not.
Well, I wonder if we could check and see if they could put another
Another layer over that.
layer over it. Tar.
Yeah, I'm sure they could.
I mean, it's gonna cost
It's
money.
gonna cost.
It's all money.
Yeah.
Is it the heat or is it the stones that,
They're right there at the top, and
It's-
so when
they're
you're
like-
walking,
Yeah,
it's real.
even though that they, noise. Even though they came back and put the sealant on it, you can still try to walk on it, and you
They're not
can still
loose.
feel the stones.
They're going
They're not
to
loose
be.
no more, are they?
Well, they're going to be the first time the snowplow goes.
Yeah,
You just level them
I
out.
wonder if we,
They're not in there far
had the
enough.
fire truck come back and put another quick coat on top of that.
Well, what do you think? You go down it, Dale.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think it needs another go to tar myself.
Because I asked the guy when
It
they
is
were doing.
better, it is better than it was, but it's still like super.
it was better before they did anything, I think.
Oh.
About Jerry Joe?
I don't know, we had a lot of complaints on that.
Except for my neighbor that fell in the hole and broke his hip out
Oh,
there.
that's not.
But
Whose turn is it to go to the road commission?
I don't know.
Dean? Dean, why don't we ask him if we can put another layer of tar on there to see if that'll satisfy some of the roughness of that
Is
road?
that tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock?
I know what you're gonna come up with. Yeah, it is, at 10 o'clock.
10 o'clock, is it? Okay.
But we have a meeting, don't we?
We do not
We don't.
tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
No.
15.
Here's the 15th.
Well, we could see a cost.
So why don't
Well,
you,
see if it's done.
you know, why don't you bring that up, Dean, and ask
I'll
them
bring it up,
about
what we can
the
do.
possibility of, you know, what the cost would be for another second.
And that's right up.
Maybe they would just go out there and take a look at it. You know, I mean, to an uneducated eye, it looks like the stones are laying on top.
Well, the Mesic yesterday, they're doing the same thing there. Same exact thing.
So, where at?
Mesic,
Me see. But I mean, it doesn't even look, you know, people, if we have company or visitors coming down to use Sunwing Park and Lagoon Creek, or even those bikers that come every year.
yeah.
I mean, they're gonna detour around Manistee. That's not gonna help bring people here. Okay,
See what they say.
see if they say,
I'll bring it up.
or if they wanna do what they're gonna do between US 31 put a nice little layer of blacktop on, but, okay.
Yeah, you would want to see what the initial bids were for that.
Well, we have, you know, if they're willing to do it, we just have to judge to see if we can do it. They come up with a price.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Public comment? Okay. Okay, then, moving on, new business under communications, you've got the two letters in your packet, and we heard from Ms. Freeman. So you also have a letter in your packet then from Jessica Lindstrom regarding the same issues. Under department and committee reports, item B is the monthly sewer report from the city. The pump station, the Flowdar manhole is all checked out again. And we've got the daily flows report. Item C is the minutes from the June 2nd DDA meeting, along with the director's report, along with the potential flyer for the Filer Summer Festival, which is scheduled for, I believe it's August 22nd.
Yep.
From 12 till 6, I believe, is the time. And then you've got a copy of, in your packet of the facade improvement program. Item E is the minutes of the building and grounds meeting from June 15th. Item G is item F, the planning commission special meeting minutes from June 10th, as well as, no, that's it, from the planning commission. No, I get, it's not stapled together properly, I got moving around. So you also have in your packet the planning commission minutes from the regular meeting of June 16th. And item G, you have the June report from the zoning administrator in your packet. Item H is Ron's report on code enforcement.
There,
Yes, Ron.
Does everyone understand what I did here? I'm not sure with the changes to the grass ordinance.
Yeah, we got that.
Yeah,
But we
we got
changed,
that.
what we did is, what I did was add, before none of the DDA district was included in that. And the boundary went as far, by Maple, went as far south as Murphy, but that's as far as it went. And then in Oak Hill, it only went as far as Madison School, did not include Linwood. So what we did is, I changed the boundaries so that the Maple Road goes from the city limit all the way to Red Apple. And it covers all of the DDA district now. And then in Oak Hill, it goes all the way to Stronach Road. So it covers Linwood and those streets over in that area.
So those are the colored copy here, that what the changes?
Right, the green are the new,
The
the
additions?
new changes that were added, and the red are what's been deleted.
We'll come up with
We
10
did-
lots.
We changed the length of the grass from 12 inches to 8 inches.
What's 10 rods?
10 rods,
What is it?
165 feet.
Why don't you put that in there instead of 10 rods?
I didn't put
I'm
that,
not for that at all.
I didn't put that in there. The attorney did. He
No.
said that's the
The
way,
attorney's got to get on the same page as someone graduating from Manistee High or something.
he said, he put it in there that way because that's the way the state statute.
Yeah, that's why I'm going down.
And that's surveyor's language too.
Yeah.
Because I had no idea that what that length was either, but I asked him why he put that in there at that description, and I would have thought he would have behind that
Yeah,
put
put parentheses.
165 feet,
Yeah,
but he didn't, he just put, what is it, 1 rod? 10 rods.
10 rods.
yeah, that makes a lot of sense to the average person on the street. Who has to take care of the weeds.
And also, we cannot require people to mow the lawn to the roadway. That's prevented by state statute. They're allowed to do it if they wish, but they don't have to do it. So the complaints we get in the Oak Hill area for people not mowing all the way across the sidewalk, there's nothing we can do.
So, give Paul a little more work.
Well, more than.
All more work. The road commission only has 2 tractors to plow or to cut the grass, and the equipment they got, they could go deeper into the ditch and they don't, so good luck trying to get them to do it, and don't sell for us.
I'm sure that they won't, but there's nothing we can do.
Okay. Item K is the monthly fire department report.
Oh, come on. You don't need it. I think it's
So, the monthly fire department reports in your packet. Jim, is there anything else you want to add to your report?
In the report, it says that we had our annual DOT inspection and one of the trucks didn't pass. That since then has been repaired, and so the truck is now compliant for the DOT inspection. It needed brakes and a muffler, so that's what we had that fixed. Otherwise, it would improve it for a DOT inspection. So, and we did get the grant from the Revenue Sharing Board for the new ventilation fan. So that has been ordered. I think Shirley, you got the check, correct? Tom?
It was something, yeah, 9,000 and something.
Yeah, it was 4,900.
Oh, okay.
So the fan's been ordered, so you'll be getting that invoice coming in shortly.
Okay, thanks, Jim. Okay, going on to the new business. Item A is consideration of approval to hold an obsolete township property sale in 2026. We're getting quite an accumulation of stuff. some of that stuff, so between here and Nelson Street, starting to add up, so.
Biggest thing is the chairs, right?
Well, chairs, is taking up a lot of space. Yeah, I know Paul talked to me today about, you know, when November comes and he wants to get the plow on, I said, well, hopefully the chairs will be out of there by then, so. Yeah.
Did the new one show up?
The new chairs? Yeah, they're all,
Final over.
no, I didn't. Helped.
You didn't take them off.
Not unloading, no. It's- Yeah. Unboxing setting.
That's easy.
So, yeah.
I'll make a motion that we have a obsolete property sale.
I'll second that motion.
Okay, motion by Steggy, second by Brian Cruz, to hold an obsolete property sale in 2026. Any discussion?
Let's set a date and get it advertised so that we can get rid of it.
Well, we can't really set a date tonight because we have to find out when people are gonna be able to be there and get it all together. Just the fact that we're scheduling sometime this year, I think at this point in time is the best we can do.
We gotta get, we're gonna need, definitely gonna need people to help, to assist with that, work it, so.
But there will be an ad in the paper when it'll be,
Can we get Paul to do an inventory on what we need to do, what we need to sell?
yeah, that's part of it. We have to get a list of everything that there is.
Any other discussion? Okay, all those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Did we have a motion in a second?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
I'll make the motion, Brian seconded.
beyond that.
Okay, item B is consideration of approval to purchase a carousel for, and you have in front of you a sheet with the corrected price of $21,000.
$655.60.
Yeah, it's 55, 60. That sheet.
21,655.
60.
Thank you.
21,655.60.
So there's, in your packet, there's a color picture, and you probably recognize Jefferson School in the background. That's the one at the elementary school. I know some of our building and grounds committee members that looked at that, and I eventually ended up going over and taking a look at it myself and taking some pictures of it and trying to track it down to find out who carries those. The guys on building and grounds that did go look at it, they said almost any time they went by, if it was, after school during recess, and then they said that it just loaded with kids. It was very popular, a lot of kids playing on it, so. The merry-go-round that will replace is obsolete, was actually at a point where it really presented a danger for kids to get on it and use it.
We can put it up for sale or
Yeah.
absolutely.
Good luck finding somebody to jump in that. So anyway, this is one that we found. We did look at, I gave them information on merry-go-rounds, like the one that's in our Filer City Park. It's a standard merry-go-round. It spins, but the one down there is I don't remember if it's a 6 foot or 8 foot diameter. You can get either. they're still popular, but this piece of equipment seems to be much more popular and probably a little bit safer. There's also another category of playground pieces that are comparable to these called spinners, which basically is kind of a cross between this and a merry-go-round. But this was what, based on the use that it gets by the kids at the school, that they decided to recommend to the board that we purchase. The other ones that we looked at were, while they were comparable in price, they weren't as costly as this piece of equipment, but we just we felt that this was a much more attractive and probably useful piece of equipment than the others that we looked at. So, and Ron's on our Building and Grounds Committee. I don't know if there's anything you want to add, Ron, that I've missed or forgotten.
I've watched the kids at school play on it, including my grandson, and it seems to be much safer than the one we had installed now. I didn't see any kids have any problem with it. I didn't see them fall off of it, and they just love it.
They don't go as fast on this one as they
don't go
on
as
the other
fast.
merry-go-rounds.
No, and no one flies off of it that I see. And I figured if the school bought it with all the kids they have playing on it, it must be safer than the other.
They are popular this time.
Terry, on this contract that we got here, on comments, it says price does not include tax on loading, trash removal, servicing, site work installation, or bad digging conditions unless specified in quote. And then up on top where the descriptions in there are coming in, it says EFW delivery and install, $30.56. But when you carry it over here, it's $1,800.
So you quoted it installed,
It says up
the
there,
last line,
Yeah.
right?
the third line down says, one installation on grade with footings, fabric, and border.
This is the old quote, but it's probably got the same thing on it with the 1,800, it says delivery
Right.
and install.
Delivery
So
and
did you
install.
have it quoted installed, even though it,
Yeah, yes, it did.
okay.
Third line down, it says installation.
It says up the top, the last line says unless specifically quoted, and it was quoted up here. You know,
Well, that's all right, I'm just bringing this to your attention, it's all, both things are on there. My thing is, it says unit price, $30, and then when you extend the price, it's $1,800.
It's probably 30 per hour times, so how many hours to do that?
it's probably six,
Probably 61
60.
hours.
60 hours.
It says
It's
60.
right here,
Yeah.
60 hours.
Whatever 60 EWF means.
Yeah. Okay.
Times that $30 of that amount.
Yeah, yeah.
It's 5,000.
Okay, as long as it's in our contract that they install it.
Specifically quoted it, yeah.
What were you asking, Tom?
I'm saying, third line down, installation on grade with footings, fabric, and border, $5,000.
Yeah. That includes manufactured wood chips and the containment of those. If you've been over to the park, the swing set that we had installed, I don't forget how many years ago, has the border with the
Yeah.
manufactured wood chips. It's same type of thing there.
Okay.
Yeah, because they said they could coat it with or without that, and I didn't think we wanted to go without. You can
That's the
see
only
what.
quote we got, there's nobody else who supplies this stuff.
I had trouble finding this one, Brian. I called around and, well, no, I guess Bob didn't meet with me, but I met with a representative of one of the major playground suppliers in my office, and he couldn't find one. I told him what I was looking for, and the closest he could come up with was those spinners. And so, but actually I found this by going up and the pictures I took of that one at the school, I got pictures of one of the stickers on it. It's called a neutron spinner, and then it gave the company name and that, and I Googled that company name, and then I'll get in touch with them, and that's how I ended up with this.
How long of longevity does it have?
I honestly don't know, Dean. Yeah, I didn't ask that question. It's like any of the playground equipment.
Could last
That's
20
life
years,
for
could last
Yeah,
30 years.
well, depends on a lot of factors, but,
I don't need one there.
well, we haven't put a new piece of playground equipment on that playground. I think the last one came under your tenure, Jim, is that correct, that slide? Yeah, so it's been a while, and that's in good shape, and that's a very popular piece. It gets used a lot, but we got the new swing set, paid for by insurance money when the tree took out half of our other swing sets, so.
Well, I'll make a motion,
I'll support.
then we do this.
Have a roll call vote for this.
Yeah. And so we're just, make sure we're clear, you're talking about the one that
Yeah,
Did
the
I give you-
21,000.
yeah, the 21,655.60, okay. Yeah. Any other discussion?
You're gonna need to sign that approval, yes, before you leave tonight.
Yeah. Okay, so we've got a motion and a second. Sure, you want to do a roll call, please?
Kaczynski,
Yes.
Brian Cruz,
Yes.
Stady,
Yes.
Paul, Kalinowski,
Yes.
Dean Cruz,
Yes.
Walker,
Yes.
Okay, item C is consideration of fire and EMS personnel hourly rate being raised from $18 per hour to $20 per hour. And just quick information update, we did some check around with neighboring townships, and we feel that this is definitely justified. So.
I'll make a motion,
I'll second.
because we've got to try to keep people here.
And
We just do.
we've got to try and keep the ones we have and try to get more. Yeah, I agree. Okay, so we have a motion by Dean Cruz, a second by Steggy to approve an hourly rate increase for fire and EMS personnel from $18 per hour to $20 per hour. Any discussion? Okay, all those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Okay, addendum items then. Item D is consideration of approval of 2 4-inch meter parts at a cost of $4 each, and 2 6-inch meter parts at a cost of $600 each for the PCA meters. I spoke with Josh yesterday about this, and basically, these are meters at PCA for the 4-inch line and the 6-inch line coming in. They just did their annual shutdown recently, which normally they do October, they've already done it. The existing meters right now are not reading, they're not functioning, and after some research, Josh found that these meters, to replace them, we have to go overseas to get them. I think it was Germany said, and they're at a cost of $6,000 for the 6-inch meter and $4,000 for the 4-inch meter, and they're discontinuing making those. So he did some more digging around and talked with Metron and found that he could get replacement parts. Basically, he said it's like a meter inside a meter. It's the guts of the meter, and the 4-inch meter cost is $400, and the 6-inch meter cost is $600. And I suggested to Josh that, should we consider getting 2 of each in the event, we have any further issues with these down the road, and, we're not going to be able to replace them, come up with replacement meters, and he felt like that would definitely be a good idea. And at that cost compared to the cost of a new meter. So that's why I've got the proposal in there for 2 of each of those meters.
I'll make a motion around $2,000 for all of those.
I'll support that.
It's a legal stuff,
Okay, so we have a motion by Koloneski, a second by Brian Cruz, to approve the purchase of the 2 4-inch meter parts and the 2 6-inch meter parts at a total cost of $2,000. Any discussion? Okay. All those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Item E is consideration of approval in the amount of $2,120.50, which is basically 75% of some grant that we got to look at it as a donation to the Manistee County Sheriff Department from the State of Michigan Public Safety Revenue Sharing Grant. As Tom explained it to me, we got this grant, but only 25% of it has to be spent on.
75% has to
Fire.
be spent on public safety, which
Oh,
would be
okay.
police, and we don't have police, so we do have the county, sheriff's office does cover our township, so we might as well give the money, that 75% to them to help, cover our township.
Right.
The other 25% we can keep in the fire department.
Yeah, I knew there was
We can't
25%
spend
in
it on
there
anything
for fire,
else.
so, yeah. So it's
It's a
either,
new program from the state.
yeah, a new program, so it's either turn down the grant, the 75% amount, or give it to the sheriff department, since they do our police protection enforcement.
Can we do more to our fire department?
No, you can't.
You can't?
No,
You said public
Gotta
safety.
be
no, they have specific things that you can spend it on.
specified fire and police,
What's fire?
right?
So let me ask you, how much was the total amount that you got?
$2,838.
So if we're giving them the difference from, that's why it comes out to be 2,100.
Yep,
So
75%
we're
of
actually
that figure.
passing along that safety grant money to them.
Yep.
And the name of that grant was?
2026 Public Safety Revenue Sharing, CVT.
Revolution.
CVT.
What? C. Charlie?
Capital C, capital V, capital T.
Okay. Okay.
I'll make a motion to do this, in the amount of $2,120.50 to the sheriff's department and the rest to the fire department, correct? Now we can do it.
Well, we already got that money and we're just passing along
Okay.
the portion that we can't keep.
I'll
I'll support it.
Okay, Dale, make a motion? Yep. Okay, so we have a motion by Kalinowski, a second by Jaczynski to approve Tom's recommendation of donating or passing the police
No,
portion on to the sheriff's department.
yeah, we talked about that and stuff, and then here in the road, we decided,
Okay.
or word,
And our fire department
use donate.
getting the 25%. Yeah, breaking it down and such. Any other discussion on that?
You want a roll call?
Yeah, why don't we do a roll call just to be on the safe side?
Walker,
Yes.
Stady,
Yes.
Brian Cruz,
Yes.
Malinowski,
Yes.
Dean Cruz,
Yes.
Jaczynski,
Yes.
Wall, yes.
Okay, public comment. Any other public comment tonight? Joe?
On behalf of the fire department, I'd like to thank you guys for your consideration. The 9 people the 9 members that we have in our department work very, very hard to protect this community. So I'd like to just thank you for your consideration on that amount of holiday rate. Thank you.
You're very welcome, and on behalf of the board, I would like you to pass on to the department how much we appreciate their dedication and hard work and service to our community under very trying circumstances.
Terry?
Yes.
I was just wondering if there's been any consideration of reducing the speed limit on Red Apple Road?
Multiple times. Yeah, we've tried to fight that battle to no avail, and it's, yes.
Even with more houses being built, there's got to be in the last 10 years at least 12 houses that have been built, more traffic, and they're flying down here, more activity in Sunland Park, more
Yeah.
activity in...
I understand, I agree with you. I think what was the most
a
recent
danger. You want to put some money into safety.
appeal we made to
About 3 years ago, we did a sign, we went along and got signatures from everybody
Yeah,
and sent it in, and they won't touch
Who
it.
are you taking it
We
to?
took it to the county, they said it's the state police. We took it to the state police, they said we don't do it, it's gotta go to the state of Michigan. They were sending us all over the place and we never got nowhere.
They do their studies. If their studies, if you don't live up to their studies, you don't get it.
yeah, they do a speed study, and I forget how it's worded, but
The road is capable of handling
85%, what
There's already
speed
been a lot
85%
of
of
dogs
the
hit, a
population
lot
is
of
driving at.
people flying down there.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
And
it's,
it's not just right out there, but
I know that.
same thing is true up
But
here in
it's
Oakville.
hard to walk down now.
For 9 years, I've been talking to the state, trying to get a light at Bungalow, a light, even a caution.
Oh,
I was told flat out by the state of Michigan that there's not enough deaths, fatalities there to
You're
get
not
it.
talking to the right people.
The head engineer who's in charge of this
We've
part
got a
of the
lot of
state.
candidates running now, so
Yeah,
we need to clean.
take it to the legislators. We went to MDOT meetings during this past year and brought up the issue of a stoplight there, and and that was for when they're doing the US 31 project next year.
What you have to be careful of is when you ask them to do a speed study, it could backfire on you. Because I remember years ago, trying to get the speed limit slowed down from Stronach Road coming into our business district. And what they do is they track the speed of the cars going there, and 85%
Yep,
of the cars, they take that average.
yep.
So your 45-mile-an-hour speed limit could go to 55 because 85% of the people are driving 55 miles an hour through that zone. And that's the problem. It could very easily backfire on you.
Doesn't make sense,
Well,
but
they
that's the
got
way they do it.
175.
No, we can't get higher than that, so.
Well, I'm sorry, I parked a 36-foot fire truck in the middle of the road. Those people don't even slow down, okay, when there's an accident or emergency in front of them. They don't even slow down. And we got a fire truck parked in the middle of the road, and they just go around it.
I see that.
The only thing you can do is the money they're giving the sheriff's department to have patrol it.
Yeah.
Ask them to
I
patrol it.
told the sheriff they could sit in my driveway.
By my house, the shoulder road is a passing lane.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
When somebody's turning into the gas station, there's 4 or 5 cars stopped, and just the other day, a car went blasting right down the shoulder road to pass all 4 or 5 cars.
You look by your mailbox.
They do that.
If I was by my mailbox, I'd have been done.
Yeah. I was laughing the other day about one was gonna get your car. He was way over, up on the bank.
Okay, any other public comment for this evening? Ron?
You'll probably see another version of that ordinance next month, because I'm gonna ask Tim to change it and put the 165 feet in there behind where it says 10 rods.
God, it has to be 10 rods because of state.
He said it's a state statute,
Yeah.
but he could put that 165 feet behind
Yeah.
that, so.
Still put that in there in parentheses so that we know what it is.
Would you talk to me after the meeting?
No.
Probably, yeah.
Okay.
That's always trouble too.
I'm gonna try to avert trouble.
Okay. Anything else to come before the board tonight? Dean, you got anything else?
No,
Dale?
No.
Sure.
We'll just at the meeting next month, will not be on the first Tuesday, but the first Thursday, because of election day.
Right. Tom, you got anything else? Brian? Tom? Okay, I got 2 things real quick. One, the discussion at DDA this afternoon, they've been talking about changing meeting times and so forth because it's been a real issue getting a quorum there at times, but even when there's a quorum, quite often there will be a couple people missing. So today, of all days, it was on the agenda for discussion, and of all days today, everybody was there. But the discussion ensued about how the DDA used to meet later in the evening. I think it was 6 o'clock. And, you know, because so many of the DDA members are business owners, and that's difficult for them to make a 4 o'clock meeting without leaving work early and so forth. So there was discussion. They would like to move their meetings to a later time, and I would like to know how the board feels about moving our meetings to the earlier slot, just flip-flopping with them. We meet at 4 and let them meet at 6. I know for Dale that could be an issue with work, but I don't know about the rest of it, so I wanted to throw that out there.
Okay, I mean. What
Guess
time
we're
are you
gonna
out?
do, guess we're gonna do what we gotta do.
What time are you done?
We gotta consider the public too, when they come in.
Well, that was the only thing that I said was that the reason we met, I think, at 6 was probably to accommodate our constituents. Pardon me? They could meet on another day. I think, what was Monday?
Monday or
Was-
Tuesday is the only days.
Yeah, Monday or Tuesday were the preferred days, and so if they were to meet a different day, of course, we didn't talk about it, but it could be a different week altogether
It could.
than what, you know, rather than the first week of the month. So,
But we were trying to be considerate for Terry too, because he has 100 meetings a week, and so if he's here on one night, you get kill 2 birds with 1 stone.
yeah, anytime I can set up meetings 2 in one day, I usually do it like all these other sub-meetings and that, but you know, it is what it is.
Do what you gotta do.
Well,
Or
it
whatever
sounds
it is
to
it
me,
wants to
I guess it sounds to me like this board would be okay with moving to 4 o'clock, but again, the main thing we want to keep in mind is our constituents, whether it's
Yeah.
easier for them to attend a 6 o'clock meeting or a 4 o'clock meeting.
Well, it might be
We-
better on a wintry night, maybe driving home in the dark.
Yeah, and we've got 4 constituents here tonight. You know, I think we had one meeting this year with maybe somewhere in the neighborhood of 15 people at it, but most of the time it's, now that Bill and Betty don't come on a regular basis, we don't get that much of a turnout, so why don't you think about it some more, and then maybe we can talk individually about it, and talk with some of the DDA members and see if, because we didn't really talk about a different week,
No, we didn't.
and that's always a possibility as well, so. I just want to put that feeler out there, so I appreciate your thoughts, your input on that. Second thing I wanted to mention is, we did have discussion, I know we've talked about, previously, this body has talked about the TAP grant match that we're going to have to come up with, and we've talked about sharing that with DEA, and they did make a motion and approve today. I don't recall if they put a dollar amount on that, but it was half of our match on that. So that's something that we need to, at some point, take action on, whether it's tonight or a future meeting, on covering that TAP grant. That's for the sidewalks and the street lighting, or not street lighting, I'm sorry, the sidewalk lighting. That,
We'll have to pull it together with the true dollar amount and everything, and we can put it on the next agenda, there's no worry.
yeah. I know we've seen that dollar amount.
$215,000 and then $69,000 in engineering.
Engineering, yeah.
Put it on the next agenda.
Yeah, and we'll have all it, pull it all together.
Okay, I think that was all. That's all I jotted down. I know I had something else in my mind, but it's there now. So,
I have one thing.
Bill,
Is there any new developments on the 31, the MDOT project on 31?
in regard to,
To when they're gonna redo the whole highway coming through?
well, they're starting the south portion of it, which is from
Right.
Sonic to.
So that's starting there any day now,
Also,
right?
in April next
That's
April next.
2027.
Oh, okay.
That'll be
year.
next spring.
26. 27, you're right. 28 is
Next
next.
spring. Then, yeah, then 28, they'll be doing the north end of the project.
Okay.
Not that far away, really.
No, time's going pretty fast.
We could use it.
Yeah,
It's getting
well,
bad.
it's so bad. And it's hard to believe, but I think the north side's even worse.
It's bad.
It's bad. You see the car bounce?
They got the big dips in there.
Yeah.
That's all I have.
Okay, then a motion for adjournment.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Motion by Brian Cruz, second by Dean Cruz. Adjourn, all those in favor?
It is going to be a mess next year.
Meeting is adjourned.
It's bad